Hello, it's Mr. Barnett here. We've been working on inequalities. I'm going to do a couple of examples for you here. This is from the assignment from last week, week 8, the inequalities assignment. It's number 1 and number 2. I'm going to do a few for you. The way we know we're doing everything correctly. Remember the rules we're supposed to follow if you watch my previous videos. So number 1, we have negative 2 is less than or equal to 6 plus n. Okay, so we follow the same steps we do with equations. So what we do is we need to do the opposite of what's happening to n. So right now we're adding 6 onto n. So on both sides we need to subtract 6 on both sides. Okay, that's going to leave us with negative 2 minus 6. So that would be what? Negative 8. Bring down your sign. Less than or equal to n. Okay, super simple. It's a one-step inequality. You don't have to divide or multiply by a negative number, so you don't have to switch your sign. Now, number 2, that's not the case. Negative 11x is greater than, I don't know why I drew that, greater than, let me just erase that. Sorry about that. So negative 11 is greater than negative 66. Okay, so to do this, we do the opposite of what's happening to x. Right now it's being multiplied by negative 11. So I need to divide by negative 11 on both sides. Okay, now when I do that on this side, you're just going to get regular x. Because negative 11 divided by negative 11 would be 1x. But you're dividing or multiplying by a negative number, you have to flip this sign. So it's actually now going to be less than. The negative 66 divided by negative 11 is just simply 6. So that's the first 2 problems in this. Things you need to remember, follow the same steps we've been doing with equations. You also need to remember to flip the sign when you multiply or divide by a negative number. So let's take a look at number 3. We have n plus 2 is greater than 19. So number 3, n plus 2 is greater than 19. Okay, so what do we need to do here? We have an n, we're adding 2, it's greater than 19. So if we add 2, we're taking away 2. Both sides. Bring down your n, that would be greater than 19 minus 2, that would be 17. So n is greater than 17. Number 4, we have negative 7 is less than or equal to negative 9 plus b. Negative 7 is less than or equal to negative 9 plus b. So what do we need to do to this one? We take a look at both sides. You have a negative 7 on this side. You have a letter and a number on this side. So we want to move this number over to here. So we have a b added to negative 9. So we have to do the opposite. So we'd have to add 9 to both sides. That's going to get rid of the 9 on this side. So add 9 on both sides. Negative 7 plus 9, that would be what? Positive 2. Bring down your sign, less than or equal to b. Okay, see, we had a negative number here, but we weren't dividing or multiplying, so we don't have to switch our sign. So that's number 3 and 4. Let's see if we can do one of the more difficult ones. Let's skip ahead to number 7. Number 7. So number 7 is m minus 1 divided by 7 is less than negative 2. So we have m minus 1 divided by 7 is less than negative 2. Okay, so this is a 2-step inequality. Same thing that we would do if we had a equation. You're going to look to try to simplify both sides. You want a letter on one side, a number on the other. So we see on this side, obviously, you're dividing by 7. There's a big fraction. So the first thing you're going to do is multiply both sides by 7. Okay, that's going to cancel this out on this side, and you're going to have just m minus 1 is less than negative 2 times 7. So that would be negative 14. Okay, so that's the first step. All you did was multiply by the denominator on both sides. So m minus 1 is less than negative 14. It's a one-step inequality. You just add 1 to both sides. M is going to be less than negative 13. Okay, Two-step inequality right there. Then number 8, we have k over 2 plus 7 is greater than 2. Sorry for my sloppy handwriting. Let's see if we can fix that. Okay. So k divided by 2 plus 7 is greater than 2. So the first thing you always want to do is add or subtract if possible. On this one, it wasn't possible because we had the full thing over top of 7. This one, we can just subtract the 7 on both sides. Okay, so that's going to leave us with k over 2 is greater than 2 minus 7. So what would that be? Negative 5, right? 2 minus 7, negative 5. And now we have k over 2 is greater than negative 5. What do we do over here? Multiply by the denominator on both sides. Boom, that cancels out. Leaves you with just k is greater than negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. Okay, so we've done examples of pretty much all the most difficult ones on that assignment. What you need to remember is always flip your sign when multiplying or dividing by a negative number. That's the most important thing you need to remember, that always flip. It says flip, by the way, for my poor handwriting on a computer. The sign when multiplying, so that's a symbol for multiplying, or dividing by a negative number. That's what you need to remember with inequalities. Other than that, you're following the same steps of one-step and two-step equations. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on Schoology, Teams, Live Grades, whatever you need to contact me with. We're going to be working with Schoology now. Like I've sent the last 2 weeks of assignments, we're going to continue doing that. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.